Okay, I can make a recommendation on this problem over here. And again, just like we did prior problem, it looks somewhat factorable. And by that, what I mean is that if you took this, the one that's highlighted in red, it looks like x, y to the minus 2/3, and then it looks like minus 9, and you get x, y to the minus 2/3, minus 1. And that factors pretty nicely, actually. I mean, if you look at it, you get x squared, y to the minus 4/3. You do get plus 9 in the end, and you get minus 10, x, y to the minus 2/3 in the middle. Now, I'd also like to do the other one like that. So I want to look at this other one here. And what I want to do is I want to get the coefficient, I should say the coefficient, the last term to be a constant. So I'm going to factor out, I'll point this out to you. I'm going to factor out from this one over here. I'm going to factor out x to the 1/2 and a y. Yeah, it's complicated, but let's see what happens. What would you get? Well, you could just get x, right? Because that would give you x to 3/2. And then you get y to the minus 2/3. All right, let's keep going. What's the next thing you'd see? Well, you definitely get a 2. And then what do you get? Well, let's see. You need x to the 1/2, right? And then you need y to the 2/3. That'd be y to the minus 1/3. And last but not least, you get minus 3. Let's just check it. You get x to the 3/2. You get y to the 1/3. First term's good. You get 2, x, and then you get, let's see, 2/3 for y. Yep, looks good. And you get minus 3. Things are looking good. All right. So I would recommend that this can be factored further. Now, I'm not going to finish the problem, but I'll point out you probably see something now. So I'm going to say x to the 1/2, y to the minus 1/3, let's see, plus 3, x to the 1/2, y to the minus 1/3, minus 1. Now you certainly get the last term. First term, you certainly get x. You get minus 2/3. That's a minus 1/3 here. Let me get my eraser out so that no one misunderstands that. And let me write that down again for you. All right, let's take a look at it. You do get x to x, and then you get x to minus 2/3. First term's good. Last term is minus 3. And the middle term would give you 3. Whoops, I forgot to put the half down. It would give you 3x to the 1/2, y to minus 1/3. It works beautiful. All right? So I'm starting to see this thing as related to the top in some respect. And how do I see that? I see it's related to this thing over here. All right? I think you see that. All right? Now, what I mean by that, you'd have to factor this guy. All right? What does this guy factor to? X to the 1/2, y to the minus 1/3, minus 1, x to the 1/2, y to the minus 1/3, plus 1. And you got a lot of cancellations there. All right? So I'm not going to finish it, but I think I started it off for you. Now, someone says, I want to do them differently. You can. I'm not saying you can't do it differently. I'm hoping when you do it, though, you do get the answers we're indicating to you. And the answers are over here, rewritten, of course. Either answer is fine as far as I'm concerned. Again, if you have questions or concerned about, what I've written down, not beyond error, I want to point out any document that's 2,474 pages long, there's going to be error. And by the way, error until the end of time. It's never going to be perfectly correct. If you do see an error, though, it would be quite helpful to let me know that you see an error and point it out to me and let me know that. And I'll correct the document and give you credit. Thank you.